Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I've been busy with exams, uni, coursework, just the whole thing. It's been stressful, I can't lie. I've had a lot of tough moments in this last term, but we're almost finished. I have one more exam left, and yeah, so I thought I'd just do like a life update while I do my makeup, and then I'm also gonna film a video of making me making a frontal wig and plucking it and styling it. So those are gonna be like 2 in 1, and I'll also style it. So let's get into the video. You may hear my cousin in the background, but yeah. Okay, so first I'm gonna just start by like filling in my eyebrows, and yeah, let me try to start talking about. Well, yeah, first year's been like, surprisingly it's been quite hard. Like, I say it's surprisingly because I didn't expect it to be as difficult as it has been for me. In terms of the course, I study law, and so I knew I was getting myself into like a course that isn't particularly easy, and I expected it to be a lot of hard work. However, I didn't expect myself to struggle so much with like becoming acquainted with like how I'm supposed to write, like legal writing, referencing, just the whole structure of university, and just the teaching system, going to lectures, seminars, and like just the general gist of what uni is. I feel like I did not expect it to be so intense. As well as there's been good fun moments this year, it's been like some really sad moments as well. In terms of just like realizing that I've grown up now, I have to rely on myself a lot more rather than relying on like my family, or relying on, not even my family, but more like relying on my mom. I relied quite heavily on going back home to sort of gain that like support, whereas here at uni it's been quite different. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else can relate. Anyone else in uni may be able to understand that like it's quite hard when you come to a whole new place to study. You leave home, you're like bombarded by all these new responsibilities that you initially thought would be fun. Like, obviously when you go to uni you think, okay, I'm gonna live by myself, I'm gonna like, yeah, I'm gonna live by myself. I'm gonna live by myself, you know, I answer to myself, I do what I want. But it's like that's really not, it's not all that, to be honest. I can't lie, like it's not. It's been a bit tough, but by God's grace, you know, I've made it through. The year's completed. I haven't dropped out. Just concealing them now. I haven't dropped out. I'm still here, and I'm going into second year by God's grace. So it's all like, it's all working out, I can say. It's all working out. And I feel like that's genuinely, I don't know how it's happened, but I just thank like God in it for sustaining me and making sure that I'm good. Along with like uni, I would say that I've had quite like a, what's the word, tumultuous, a lot of turbulence has been going on with me in terms of like emotionally. Like I've been very, this has been a year where I've just been very like down, and I feel like university does that. Like it has the capability of making you question yourself quite a bit. So I've just put on the concealer on my eyelid, as you can see. Yeah, it can make you like question yourself a whole lot, because you're isolated. So like when you're isolated from all your like distractions, basically, when you're put aside from everything that you really know, it makes you question yourself in ways that you never really have before. And like I know for me, like I questioned myself so many times this year. Like, I questioned a lot about myself in terms of like, what do I believe? What do I believe about myself? Why do like situations happen to me? Like, why do I meet people who do me wrong? Here like has like experienced like depressive moods, but never like considered myself to be like depressed or anything. But this year I just felt a whole new level of low that I never expected. I never expected myself to experience, and I never wanted myself to ever experience, because nobody does. Like, nobody ever anticipates their like mental health being nobody ever anticipates their mental health like reaching an all-time low, unless you've been you don't really like, what's the word, you don't really like expect it, you don't really like hope for it or anticipate it, and you don't think that being in a place where you're supposedly supposed to be like really free and happy, you don't ever think that this will be the time where you've probably been the saddest in your life. So I'm just applying like a powder on top, and that's gonna be for my eyeshadow. It looks very weird right now, but I assure you it will all make sense in the end. But yeah, like, you never anticipate that to be your experience. You always think that, oh, you know, I'm gonna go to uni, I'm gonna find myself, which in a sense I did. Realize more things about yourself, which I did, and you're gonna be happy for it, or be happier for it. And I can't say I was happier for it right now, but I can say that it's a situation where I did learn a lot about me, a lot about the things that I accept, a lot about the things that make me happy and things that don't make me happy. And like, I'm glad that I've gained the knowledge. Oh, I'm struggling to speak. I'm glad that I gained the knowledge that I did, but I'm not glad for the ways that it had to happen, basically. I'm just applying like a transition colour. I always do this. I'm gonna fix the top of my eyebrows after, so don't worry about all of this. You see this eyebrow? This is the one where I burnt myself, so it's literally like, that's a burn, that's not actually hair. I might start the video again from this point onwards. But yeah, so first year has been, what's the word? First year has been a trying year for me. It's been very trying on my spirit and my emotions and everything. Like, it's really tested me in just a way that I never expected it to. I was really misled to believe that this would be like super fun, super good times all the time, never having problems, never having like any real issues. And then I came here and wasn't quite what I expected. I'm happy with where I've come. I'm happy with the university that I've chosen. I go to uni in Birmingham, the University of Birmingham. I'm happy with the university I've chosen. I study law. I'm happy with the course I've chosen because I want to pursue law as a career. So I'm happy with all of that. But I didn't expect the challenges that comes with making these big decisions, because going to uni is not a small decision. Like, no matter how much anyone wants to belittle it or say, you know, everyone goes to uni nowadays, it's not a small decision. It's a big decision. It requires you to be very mature. It requires you to sustain a level of maturity during your course of study in order to make sure that you get what you want. And I know that at times I struggled with that element of discipline towards myself and making sure that I didn't allow external factors to now affect me and impact me on the inside and impact my attitude towards the dreams that I had before I even got here. And so I worked so hard and I got those good grades, and then I got to uni and I just feel like I was so burnt out from A level. Like A level was so draining, and then during the course of just like getting to uni and just relaxing too much, I met people, you know, experienced them, and sort of like depended on other people being in my life to support me and give me that happiness. And in being disappointed by those people, I really did begin to question a lot of the things that I once knew so true to be about myself. Now I was questioning, like, am I even good enough to be studying law? Am I even smart enough? You know, why did they even pick me to be here? I'm struggling to do this like coursework. Why am I struggling to do this? If I was supposed to be doing law, I wouldn't be. Which is such a lie, because everyone who does law struggles with assignments. And so that lie I was telling myself, that, oh, if you were good enough, you wouldn't struggle. That's utter BS. Like, anyone struggles, you know what I mean? It's not a determining factor of how smart you are if you struggle. So I feel like I let that discouragement get the better of me towards the end of the year, and that just led to me having to go through too many things with my uni. Okay, see? Look at that nice eyeshadow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those brows. Wow. These look really good. So I've got my transition in the middle. I'm just gonna put like a plain color. So I'm using the Morphe palette in it's called Day Slayer, and it's got all these pretty, like, oh ew, it's got all these like ugly it's got all these pretty shades. Why did I say ugly shades? It's got all these nice shades, yeah. They're all like orange and, you know, like a sunset basically on your eyes. We're going for a very, like, you know, neutral type of thing. Not a lot of drama. Well, a little bit of drama, but, you know, not a lot of drama. Kind of like me. Not a lot of drama. Light under right there. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And this brush is really good, man. I didn't realise I could use this on the lid, but I tried it today and look at the results. Wow. So that's really good. I'm gonna put on some mascara. I really don't like mascara, but I've realised that it's necessary if I'm trying to blend my eyelashes with my fake eyelashes with my real ones. Oh my days, my laptop is about to die. Hey. We back in business. Okay. Yay. Okay, so I'm a bit closer this time, but I'm gonna just now put on mascara onto my eyelids and onto my eyelashes, and I'm gonna put on my eyelashes, and then I will go onto my face. I always do my eyes before I do my face because it makes the most sense to me. So I put, ooh, okay girl, damn, looks so pretty. I never knew I was capable of this level of fineness right here. Okay, so these are the eyelashes I use. I get these from AliExpress. Anyone who asks, people always ask me what eyelashes I use. I use these eyelashes from AliExpress. If you type in 25mm lashes, you'll find like these type of lashes. They're nice and fluffy. In terms of friendships, I have had significant friendships that have, you know, impacted my life from like a young age. By young age, I mean like secondary school. I've had those significant friendships that have made me, like, you know, I've cherished them, I've bonded with them. They've become like almost like sisters to me. You know, we've been like good friends, and then, you know, a fallout will happen and we eventually stop talking, and you know, it is what it is, it goes how it goes. And I've experienced this quite a lot, and it did discourage me. It did make me feel like upset, because one thing I can tell you, one thing most people know, is that when you break up with a friend, it's very painful, because friends are people who you really do confide in. They're people who you really do, like, you do share a lot with your friends. So I've had recently, like, lost a friend, or a best friend, someone I considered like family basically, and that was tough for me because, for one thing, it happened when I'm in uni, and this person had been my friend since like year 12, and the fact that it happened like at a time where I needed all the sort of like support I could get and all the familiarity I could get, to lose someone like that was just awful. Like, it was awful.
That's why you usually don't advise them, and yes, those are usually placeholder relationships until the man or woman finds someone local.
True. As in local, someone who's in their uni, basically. Basically, someone who's in their uni. As I was saying, oh, look at these lashes, they're pretty. So, yeah, I lost a friend of mine who basically, like, the situation, to make it short, we were friends for quite a while. That friend was like literally an emotional support to me. I was an emotional support to her. We were so close. Everyone knew it. And yeah, we just sort of like grew apart from each other. But the way it happened is that I didn't really know that, I knew that we were growing apart from each other, but I thought that we could still maintain a friendship in the midst of that. Like, I didn't think that that meant that we now had to not be friends, because I just assumed that if you're now like family to me, it doesn't matter who really changes, it just matters the love you have for them. But with this friend, it was just a situation where we could not agree in terms of just what she wanted from me was not what I was willing to give. What I wanted from her was not what she was willing to give. We just were not vibing anymore. It's sad for me because this was somebody who I confided in a whole lot, and yeah, sad to see her go from my life. What can I say? Sad to see her go from my life, but I believe that God never takes things away that that you can't live without. God always replaces something that he takes away with something better. So I just wrote it off like that for myself. But what had happened is that I didn't actually allow myself to really like experience the sadness that I felt based on losing that friend. I sort of like just brushed it off, and I was like, you know what, Gabs, on to the next, move on. Don't dwell on the pain, don't dwell on the past. Address your is to address your pain. Never just like brush off your pain and be like, oh, it's not that serious, you know, there's worse that happens in the world. Like, you have to let yourself address your pain so that you can move forward, and that's what I didn't allow myself to do. And the reason I didn't allow myself to do that was because I had already experienced a significant breakup with a relationship, and so I just thought, like, you know what, there's no point in me now feeling sorry for myself because all these bad things keep happening to me. Like, I have to just move on, and I have to just allow myself to be happy now, because it's just too much. And I feel like that took a toll on me in different ways than I expected. It made me very unmotivated to do anything. Like, it made me very unmotivated to do uni work, to do anything, like film anything, just anything that I really like to do, I didn't want to do anymore. And that's like really the first sign of when you should really like seek help from, because if you now stop feeling the need to like make yourself happy, that's a worrying thing. Like, you should always want to make yourself happy. Like, you should always want to cheer yourself up. You should always want to indulge in the things that create happiness for you. That I wasn't doing that anymore. I think it was just a bit of a worrying situation. I'm only going to apply a tiny bit of foundation to my head with the sponge that I'm already using, because when you have a frontal, it's better not to put foundation on your forehead. So I'm just patting it just for the sake of colour. See, not a lot. Okay, yeah, it's not very full coverage at all, it's just a little bit. So yeah, I sort of just was like ignoring, I was just ignoring like myself. I was just sort of neglecting my own self and not paying attention to myself. And that's a sure way to allow yourself to just deal with a lot of problems later down the line, because you haven't addressed what's really upsetting you, and so you never got the chance to get over it because you never really addressed it. What I learned from those relationships that I lost was that I put a lot of pressure on the people in my life to be a certain way, people to provide me with what I give. And that makes a lot of sense, because obviously if you're giving something you expect it back. But one thing I've realized is that this world is not very fair, and so when you expect people to give you what you give back, it's not always going to be the case. Like, you can expect that, okay, if I'm loyal to you, you should be loyal to me, but that's not the case. You be loyal to someone and they'll be cheating on you, and it's like, what can you do? You can't really do anything about it. That's the sad thing. You can't do anything about it. You don't know what people are doing, basically. Like, not to say you should have trust issues, but you could be being a good friend, you could be happy, you could be thinking you're having the best time of your life with your friend, and in their head they're thinking, I don't want to be friends with this girl anymore. But you don't know. So, like, it's situations where, like, now I just don't expect much from people. Like, I'm not really like shocked by people's actions that much anymore. Like, I would not be surprised if I'm calling someone my friend, next moment they turn around and turn on me. That would not be a huge surprise, because people are literally unpredictable. Like, people could harbor grudges against you that they never speak of, and then do some mad crazy shit that you never expected, and then be like, oh, because of that one time. Or like, they could have these like secret resentments towards you that they never address, and then they betray you. And so it's like, I just realized that the best way to avoid disappointment is to not really expect anything from anyone, because the less you expect, the less you can be disappointed. Not to say that you should have low expectations, but have no expectations whatsoever. The only person you can expect things from is yourself, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I know at the end of the day, I'm the only person that I can expect certain behaviours from, because I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm not capable of. And so I know for myself that I'm not somebody who's capable of like cheating on someone. I'll just break up with them. I won't cheat on them. And I know that in a situation where I'm not happy, best thing I can do is remove myself from it. And I know at the end of the day, that's me fulfilling my expectation of myself. Whatever that person does, that's not on me. In a friendship, you just don't know what your friend is thinking. And so the best thing you can do is just be a good friend for as long as the relationship lasts. And when it's over, at least you know you did your best and you were a good friend and you were there for them. And so that's my reaction to everything now. Like, I'm done like expecting people to do whatever they're gonna do for me. I'm done expecting people to be loyal or be like caring, or even like consider my feelings. I don't even expect people to consider my feelings anymore, because I realize that not everybody does that. Like, not everybody makes decisions in light of how the other person will take it. Some people make decisions solely based on what they want and their own desire, and that's a selfish way to live, but that's the way this world works. Like, people are selfish, and that's that. That's the tea. People are selfish, man. People do what they want to do, and you know, people do what they want to do, yeah. They do what they want, but just know, if you ever tried that, they'll be mad at you for it. Just know that, because that's the way people are. They'll do stuff to you that they could never handle themselves, and it's facts. So best thing for you to do, yeah, is literally just like do the best you can and hope to God that you didn't meet like demons. This year has also been good, like, don't get me wrong. It's actually been good as well. I feel like the second half of this year is probably the year that I've grown the most I ever have in my whole entire life. And that's to say a lot, because I feel like in my life I've grown so much, like, at different points. But this year, I've definitely learned a lot about myself. I've definitely become somebody who is a lot more independent and a lot more happy and joyful, in terms of like I can make myself happy now. I'm a lot more social, and that's a good thing, because I used to be really like shy. Yeah, are you laughing? It's true. My cousin's on the phone. Yeah, I used to be shy, man. I used to be really shy, and I used to not really like really put myself out there to people. I used to not really like associate with people that much. I feel like it was about time, like, as much as you may be introverted, you also have to have a level of like balance, basically. And I feel like I was highly imbalanced. Like, I was just introverted and nothing else. But now it's like I have like the ability to sort of connect with people in a way that I never have before, which I'm glad for. So there's a positive element to this. Fantastic. How nice it's looking. How nice it's looking. And you see, less foundation on the forehead looks good too. Can you hear my flatmates? Be quiet. Oh, every day. These men are always partying. Always. And you know what's annoying about it? They party in the house. Why can't you go somewhere else?
That's what I don't understand.
They go... Anyway, I'm very irritated. So I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop powder by NYX.
Jesus Christ have mercy, let me find this sponge before I have to say it. It's like crease concealer under your eyes. It's disgusting. It's so ugly.
That was like a hiccup and a burp at the same time. Okay, let's go around our mouth, because we like around our mouth to be nice and bright. I like our forehead. We're going on our forehead too. Putting that powder on our forehead. Putting the powder on our brows too, but not like baking it. Oh, yes.
I'm a mess.
Oh, I'm a mess right now. Going through. Who's that song by again? It's by Ed Sheeran. Oh, I'm a mess right now. Okay, you see? So now we have applied our baking powder to our face.
Bake.
Bake it like a cake. Bronzer. It's like contour and bronzer at the same time. And this is in the shade Showmance. It's show and a romance at the same time, you see? Just like me. So you see that chocolatey brown? That's a chocolatey like glittery shade that goes like to give you that glow. And this is like a chocolatey, you know, rich shade to give you that contour at the same time. So yeah, you understand that. We're going to use this small brush here for detail purposes. So yeah, go on in. But I'm kind of excited for summer, man. I just want summer to roll through. I'm excited for summer. I'm excited to know that I don't have no lecture at 9 AM. I'm excited to know that, you know, I've completed my first year of university. You know, I've accomplished something. I want to work in the summer. Get some money. So now I'm applying the bronzer on my forehead. Now this is why we use less foundation, because when you use less foundation and you put on bronzer, it looks a whole lot more natural and sun-kissed. So now we're applying the bronzer just around there, slightly contouring, but slightly just adding like colour to our area. And you can add small onto the frontal, just because like if you have not if you're like me and you haven't bleached yours, yeah, in order to avoid that look in it, just applying small powder there, which is making it look like, oh, what frontal, girl. I've had, for half of this video, I've had the mirror in front of my face. I can't do my makeup like without a mirror. If I do it looking into here, it's a bit of a weird, it's a bit close up. And as you can see, I'm blending out that bronzer. I want all my makeup to be blended. I don't want to look harsh. I want to look blended and smooth, like a baby. Nice and blended. That's what you gotta do. You go under there. You make sure the line is not just harsh. You don't need no harsh line under there. Got my simple wipes. I use that to wipe my lips off. Okay. Now we're gonna do highlighter. I'm using Mean Money Hustler Baby by Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty.
Who's that?
Fenty, fam.
Oh, Fenty.
Very. Look at that glow.
Very.
It's been 51 minutes. Damn.
Anyways, you're being moving up and down, so.
Bloody hell. To my cheeks. I like to, this is the magic, this is where the magic happens. You apply your highlighter right under your brow. Look at that, instantly a bad bee. Instant. Automatic, now you're a woman. I'm gonna just line my lips. And to the side, you could see that it's not your lip. If you overline it, it just looks dumb. Then go under. Do this area there. So apply that.
Yes.
Spray setting spray on our face. Oh, I didn't add blush. Damn. Wait for it to dry. We wait for it to dry, yeah. Next year I have a feeling that it's gonna be a better year than first year. I feel like even though second year law is always gonna be harder, I feel like now the fact that I know that it's gonna be harder, whereas when I came here I didn't know that first year was gonna be so hard. Now that I know it's gonna be hard, I'm prepared for the hardness basically. I pray that it's not as hard as this year, because I can't come and kill myself. I really can't. Adding a small amount to the inner corners of my eye. I'm not gonna lie, my favourite part of makeup is when it's done. Wash my hair, because my brush is all the way on the other side of the room. I'm not going to. The red one.
Not the red one.
This is the makeup completed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Subscribe. See you again next time.